So I was having a hard time getting my work and my caliber noticed by the kinds of clients that I needed, both to develop like my business as a business, but also to like move myself to the next level of being able to operate. So I was just, there are people who know my work, who love my work, and who would sing my praises for days, but they're not in the rooms with the decision makers to like
hire you.
right, to hire me or to get me. So there's like this, I was having real trouble like bridging the gap between those who are in a position to benefit from my work and those who know my work and can tell the story about it. Like I couldn't figure out how to connect, like how do I get the story that's great to the people who I want to hear it? Like, and that was what what I felt I wasn't going to solve on my own. I mean, I could make my website a little bit better. I could be a little bit more active, but I didn't have this strategic sense or perspective that I felt like I was going to be able to get there myself. I think doing the critical read on the client and the client kind of archetype and that drill down, I actually feel like it sharpened, as much as it helped me identify the clients I wanted, it really sharpened my idea of what I want to be doing this in sort of this business space. So it was almost like, as I had to answer all those questions and really think about all those dynamics, I was able to say, oh, I like this a little bit more than I like that. And remember, like one of the clients we talked about, like I got all the way through and I'm like, I don't like this guy anymore. Let's start over again.
Exactly.
Right. And so like that process, I think, has been for me like the value add more than like the sort of concrete deliverables. Right? Like all the deliverables are awesome, but I'm much more confident in my ability to find someone who could design a logo that looked just that elegant, but I don't know if they could find the one that was for me.
Right.
Right. And right. To me, that's the differentiator. I think one of the real things is a lot more confidence of where I rate in the universe of sort of my business sector. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, like I can play with these big boys. Like, so in addition to sort of knowing the client, just having put so much attention into the branding and the positioning, let me see like actually strategic opportunities because other people weren't doing that. Right. So it actually it's opened a whole line of business development strategies that I'm ready to undertake that I would never have labeled as branding related, right, to myself.
Interesting.
But because I can see the difference, because now that I know the work that went behind that, it's not like, oh, that's an awesome logo or a great tagline or whatever. Like, oh, this is the result of like a vetted process. And you can kind of tell, at least the way I look at it, I can tell weakness in other competitors' approaches when I see, oh, they might have done this, but they didn't do that. And I've done both through this process. And so now I can approach things differently. Frankly, if you're on the fence, you should do it and make the investment. It's like working out. Like if you're like, maybe I've been too sedentary, you need to get off the chair. Like you already know, if you're on the fence, I would walk through, I would definitely invest in the assessment to talk it through. I would definitely, frankly, I would invest, because if you're going to be, if your relationship to your brand and your business is on a 3, 5, 10-year plan, this is 100% worth the investment. Look, if you're 12 months from retirement, or you have a winning lottery ticket and your business is not where your passion and your focus is at, then that's a different conversation to be had.
Yeah. Yeah.
We saw the quality of the engagement right off. And because I'm in a service sector in a sense, like that's everything, right? It's not, it's not the fine stitching and your suit coat, or like you're not like, I knew, and I was super skeptical because I think that lobbying is such a weird business. I was really skeptical that anyone would understand what my clients needed, what I was trying to express to them, because one of the major challenges of successful client relationships in my space is getting clients to understand what you're doing. Like where I'm crushing it, the reason they have me is because they don't really understand what's needed to be effective. And so I had skepticism before we had our first conversation that I'd be able to convey this to someone who's into branding or who that was their focus. But as soon as like your attention, your focus, just literally the way I felt like we locked into each other right away, then I knew that I'd made the right choice.
Oh, he came back. Oh my gosh. I was like, I want that man. I mean, he was just energized, shoulders back, like just a reawakening.
Yeah.
To know that that's what he needs to be doing, and that's what the brand will do.
Yeah.
This is who you are. And it's funny because we got a response from a pro bono client, and the way they addressed him was, "Thank you for what you've done, you and DPG." So the brand name is being, recognized and called out as, something recognizable. So